Kirby Air Riders is an absolutely incredible game. Not only is it a perfect sequel to the original, it also feels like the ultimate Kirby game in so many ways. Sakurai really cooked with this one, and this is slowly becoming one of my all-time favorite Kirby games. But even though I'm really enjoying this game and I'm basically addicted to it, there are a few nitpicks that I have with it. And these don't really include extra content that I wish would have been in this game, like things like the original city trial map, the other top ride stages, or even certain characters like Adeline and Ribbon. I can deal with those things not being in the game because the content that is here is incredible. Almost all of the Kirby franchise is represented here in some shape or form, with just a few exceptions. So my only nitpicks are just small annoyances or limitations. And my first one is the lack of an option to disable spoiler content online. There are several things that you can unlock from either beating Road Trip or beating the true ending of Road Trip. And all of these things are usable online, and someone who hasn't beaten Road Trip can see these things. Which I think is a bit weird, and it can take away a bit of the surprise from some people. I obviously won't say what these things are, but it would be nice if there was some kind of toggle to turn these things on or off, or some kind of disclaimer that these things can appear online. While I don't necessarily think that seeing these things ruins the story, it does dampen the impact just a little bit. So, the next thing that is a bit annoying is changing vehicles and viewing the checklist in Road Trip. It seems like the only times you're able to change vehicles is either when you're retrying a stage, which costs in-game money, or when the game sometimes gives you the prompt to change your machine after some stages. I just think it would be a lot better if you could switch out your machine between stages anytime from the pause menu. Since sometimes I go into a stage unprepared with a machine that doesn't even work for it. And with the checklist, it is a bit annoying that you can't directly view it from Road Trip unless you get an achievement. I know you could just exit out of Road Trip and then view it from the main menu, but I think it would be a lot more convenient if you could just view it from the pause menu. So those are just a couple things that I wish were fixed in an update. Another nitpick that I have is the fact that you're only able to list 3 machines on the machine market. My machine is an incredible mode. It allows for so much customization and practically infinite possibilities. So the fact that you can only list 3 machines at a time is kind of disappointing. I get that there are some limitations in terms of servers, as there likely is only a limited amount of space available, which is probably why Game Builder Garage had some limitations as well. But they should at least allow you to upload like a dozen vehicles at a time. I don't think it's that limited in terms of server space. I think there probably is enough room for more here, so I do hope they add more slots to list your machines. Another slight annoyance that I've come across when playing online is matchmaking taking a bit too long. Sometimes when I'm in a random lobby of City Trial, it can take about a minute or two for the game to start, which seems longer than it should, especially for a brand new game that I see a lot of people talking about, a lot of people streaming. It seems like this game should be fairly active, yet the lobbies are taking a while to fill up. I just think this is a bit odd. I don't think it's the fact that not many people have this game, because I do think there are a decent amount of people that have this game. I feel like there are enough for a lobby to fill up fully. I just think it might be something on the online infrastructure end of this game that might be causing this. I don't know. I'm obviously not an expert on this, but I do hope it is like something that could be fixed. It is only a slight annoyance, since the online itself in this game is great. I've encountered virtually no lag. I mean, there is some lag in the paddock lobbies, but actually playing a round of City Trial or Air Ride, there is barely any lag there. The only issues that I've had online is the matchmaking taking a little while, so I do hope that is remedied in some way in the near future. The next thing is more so an option than a nitpick, but I think it would have been nice if there was some kind of mode where you could play multiple Air Ride courses in a row. I know the point of air ride courses is to choose your vehicle best fit for that specific course, but I think it would have been nice if they offered a challenge for you to play through 3 different courses with the same air ride machine, or try to rack up the most amount of points from playing each course, kind of like Mario Kart, or being sort of an endurance test. I just think that this would be a nice mode to have. It's not entirely necessary, but I think it would be a nice option. And then finally, I think it would have been nice if they gave you the option to toggle on keeping items for their full duration in City Trial. Since in City Trial, when you have an item and then pick up another item, it automatically switches you over to that next item. I understand that it does add to the chaotic nature of City Trial, and I do appreciate it to some degree, but I think it would be nice to have that option to keep your items for the full duration, for a change of pace, I would say. And I feel like it would add even more variety to City Trial. So, those are really the only nitpicks that I have for Kirby Air Riders. This game is absolutely incredible, and I feel like the only reason for why I could point out these small issues is because there aren't any glaring issues on top of this. And I really only think there are a few things that could be added or ironed out in updates. But anyways, let me know what you think down in the comments, and what are the nitpicks that you have with Kirby Air Riders if you've played the game. So anyways, thank you guys for watching this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more, and make sure to check out my Discord server and Blue Sky if you want to. Stay perky!